right, now we're going to take you to Rank That, where I will be ranking all of the Quentin Tarantino cinematic universe.
Rank that. Rank that.
Hey everybody, Owen here. Today I'm going to be doing a Rank That of all the Quentin Tarantino movies. So yeah, worst to best. Coming in at number 10, we have Death Proof. Now, there were some things about this movie that I enjoyed and some that I really hated. I thought could have used improvement. One of those aspects that could have used a lot of improvement, actually, is the screenwriting and the character development. So, you have Kurt Russell, the stuntman, and he's really not even on screen for most of the movie, which is not a bad thing all the time. But in this case, it really works in the movie's detriment because we don't see a lot of his background or why he's doing the things he's doing. And instead, we have meaningless dialogue, between these two groups of women who, again, are not super developed as characters. And I think the awesome action sequences, especially in the end, don't really make up for that lackluster screenwriting and character development. Coming in at number 9, we have Jackie Brown. Now, the camaraderie between Robert De Niro and Samuel L. Jackson, starting off in this movie, I thought it was going to be a Pulp Fiction-esque thing, and it wasn't. I was severely disappointed because they do not have the same camaraderie that John Travolta and Samuel L. Jackson do. Is that the sole reason why this is close to last on the list? No. I just think it could have been better. I thought a lot of the characters were interesting, but once again, it could have used some work. Coming in at number 8, we have Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. This is the most recent installment in Quentin Tarantino's cinematic universe, as you could call it. And Brad Pitt and Leonardo DiCaprio do a fantastic job as the kind of co-leads. I guess DiCaprio is more in that main character role, but Brad Pitt did a great job too. The thing about this is I can't say I loved it from start to finish. There were points that I loved it. I thought the end was fantastic, but that didn't make up for the slow points in the movie that I think could have been cut. I think this movie could have been a little bit shorter, and I wish they did more with Margot Robbie's character, to be honest. That brings me to number 7, which is The Hateful Eight. This is a classic whodunit Western-style movie, and it takes place a really long time ago in a really cold place, and I love this movie. It was one of the first Tarantino movies I saw, actually, and it really sticks out to me because it doesn't have the same fast-paced feel that a lot of other movies have. And while it was slow at points, it kept me on the edge of my seat, and it was pretty entertaining and, a really great mystery. Number 6, I have Inglorious Bastards. This, as a Jew, was very satisfying to watch, I gotta say. Once again, Brad Pitt, I thought was a great character, and I think he did better in this role than in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, simply because he was given more room to work with. And I think the more room he gives his actors, the more that they will be developed, and that really paid off in Inglorious Bastards. I thought, once again, the action was on point. It always is going to be in a Tarantino movie. And, really great movie. Number 5, Django Unchained. This might surprise a few people, but I thought Jamie Foxx really outdid himself in this role. Samuel L. Jackson, once again, on the money. I thought he was hilarious, and I think DiCaprio was hilarious too. This movie was way funnier than I expected it to be, being of a sensitive nature as this movie was. And as a revenge tale, as Quentin Tarantino is known for, this really doesn't miss the mark at any point in the movie, in my opinion. Number 4, Pulp Fiction. This is certainly going to surprise some people because I feel like my whole life, whenever people talk about Tarantino movies, just action movies in general, Pulp Fiction is placed on this pedestal as far and away the best Tarantino movie, and I don't think it is. I would say it's a bit confusing at points, which works in the movie's detriment. Others would say that's what makes this movie so fantastic, and that the more you watch it, if you watch it 100 times, it's going to get better every time. I don't want to watch this movie 100 times. I'll watch it 3-4 times, but I'm not going to watch it 100. And you shouldn't need to watch it 100 to understand it. Not that I don't understand the movie, I just didn't love it as much as I love other movies from Tarantino that I think are better. Such as number 3, Reservoir Dogs. Now, I talked earlier about how the more room Tarantino gives his actors to work with, the better the movies are. In this case, this is kind of the black sheep because you don't see a lot of these characters. Most of them, you don't even know their real names. But I think this movie thrives in the chaos and the confusion, and it really works to the movie's favor in this case. And this is another whodunit, and you really don't know until the end. I mean, I don't think you can predict this movie. I really thought about putting this movie first, but I think there are some better ones. Like number 2, Kill Bill Volume 1. Now, if you were paying attention up to this point, you already know what the first movie is, so I might as well just throw it out there that Kill Bill Volume 2 is number 1 on my list. Now, I feel like you can't talk about 2 without talking about 1, and what I like so much about 2 is it's the perfect culmination of all these different things coming together. Even from Beatrix Kiddo's fake name coming full circle and, her getting revenge on all her enemies. I mean, it's close. I'm not saying it's far and away the best Tarantino movie. Kill Bill Volume 1 is fantastic in its own respect. But I just think as a conclusion to this great story and the revenge and the satisfaction that you get doesn't come close, in my opinion, with any other movie. And yeah, that's my ranking. If you disagree, please don't get too salty. If you haven't seen these movies, I recommend checking them all out. They're all worth a watch. But yeah, back to you guys in the studio. Well, that's all for this week. If you want to follow more Review Crew content, go to the Review Crew Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok, as well as Orange TV Network on Facebook, Twitter, Snapchat, Instagram, and YouTube.
Find the Review Q's podcast on Spotify or on our website, orangetvnetwork.syr.edu, where you can also find our blog and more OTN information.
See you next week.
Toodles.